And last, but certainly not least...
Lucanus, everything all right?
We have made it here and fared well in the fight. Now we only have to wait. But Spike grows impatient. As do I. This may be the calm before a final storm, but I don't feel it.
If I can help, tell me. Try to find peace. I'm on edge too. Just be ready. If I can help, tell me.
If there's anything I can do...
Your presence has already helped.
It won't be much longer.
Elgar'nan's life is measured in hours. As for Solas,
that's
he
to be
used
determined.
blood magic against you. He betrayed us. He pulled you into that prison. I leave his fate to you, but I will not let him hurt you.
Lucanus.
Whatever happens, my contract was for the blighted gods. Today it is fulfilled.
You must be excited. About time. Thanks for everything. I'm grateful we met. Of course.
If I'd never gone to the Crows, if I'd never found you, I'm just so grateful I did.
As am I. More than I've ever told you. Rook, saying I owe you my life is not enough. You know my mind. I've assumed you know my heart because it beats for you. It's been beating.
Oh.
When I wanted you, when I was afraid to want you, tell me this ends with me asleep in your arms, and I will kill any god you ask.
Oh.
Lucanus,
I love you, Rook, and I won't let you down.
Oh. Nice. He did say that he was afraid to love Zen. And, okay, that might be a way to explain why his romance was a slow burn. But even then, you can still... If he's afraid to love him, I just feel like there could still be things happening along the way. Even if they're very, like, subtle, but still romantic. Subtly, but still romantic. I don't know. I'm not writing it, but it's just... I'm still very satisfied with all of the... Pretty much everything that we had with Lucanus's romance, starting with the point of no return. Everything from that point forward has been very satisfying. It's just all the stuff before that.
Any last advice from Mythal?
'Tis a difficult battle you face, but you are among more allies than you know. You have purified the crossroads, uncovered ancient truths lost for ages, and earned the essence of Mythal. You are truly the champion of the Fade. Take this. Should your fight against Elgar'nan grow desperate, invoke the memories of the Dreadwolf's rebels. For you, they will stand against tyranny one last time.
The ultimate. Felisan's Rune. The power of Felisan's Rune is based on how much of the god's influence you drove back in the crossroads. Equip Felisan's Rune at the character screen and use V to activate it. This rune can only be used against Elgar'nan. Alright. That sounds good to me. Active. Gain quickened, enhanced damage, resistant, deflect, shocking weapons, immovable, and invulnerable. Passive, plus 75% detonation damage. Heck yes. How often can I fire this? Is this a one and done thing? Or can I... I'm assuming I can do it multiple times. I'm assuming. Let me just review what the other runes do. All variants have a very high chance to disrupt enemies and hit for 10 seconds. Okay. Definitely going to be favoring that one. Thank you, Morrigan. That was actually a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect that. The Dreadwolf rises. The team faces Elgar'nan in a final battle, but the Dreadwolf has his own plan in mind. Well, we're just going to see how this plays out.
Bad news, everyone. Elgar'nan's forces are gathering outside.
They mean to prevent you from reaching their master.
Our people will set up barricades, and we'll hold the enemy as long as we can. You need to start climbing.
It's the climb.
Let one of us help.
I'm
One?
going up there. I owe Elgar'nan for what he did.
You go to face a guard, Rook, but any aid you might spare would be welcomed.
The forces defending Divine's Manor are in excellent shape and will be fighting hard. Companions who experience fighting in frontline combat or sieges have every chance to succeed, especially if they're heroes of the Veilguard. So this is the people that we're picking to stay behind. Experience fighting in frontline combat or sieges have a better chance to succeed, especially if they're hero of the band. I mean, Nev, Tosh, Emmerich, Davrin, Lucanus. I mean, again, I still need Davrin and Lucanus, so let's put Tosh
Tosh,
in.
you up for it?
Yep.
We'll be cheering for you, Rook. Good luck.
Tosh will remain below to hold the line. Yeah, if I'm bringing Davrin, Tosh is going to be fantastic to hold the line. For Harding. Lucanus, Davrin. Balara... Wait. Balara remains affected by the Blight and will fight separately. That's fine. Okay. Lucanus, Davrin. And then I guess Nev and Emmerich are backup? I guess? Yeah, Tosh. Chance to get up there, you're getting it right now. Ooh. Oh. That's a foot. That's an elf. It's okay, Balara. Keep going. Yeah, or again. Come on, Tosh. Take out that on Tom. Yes! Yes! Good stuff. The only thing left to lose is everything. Part 13, The Last Gambit. Oh, Balara! Have you not killed the dragon yet? Solas, come on, man.
Balara!
Again, you had one
There's
job.
gotta be another way up.
go, boys. It's time. It's time. Let's stop Elgar'nan once and for all. Puny god.
The others and everyone fighting for us down below are doing all right.
They're doing their jobs. We need to focus on reaching the throne room.
Elgar'nan, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. For the Morn Watch. For the living and the dead. Solas, hurry up. Hurry it up.
Until he kills that archdemon, we can't hurt Elgar'nan.
Solas knows that as well as we do. He might betray us after. We'll do whatever it takes to stop him.
Come on. Don't you dare interrupt me. Your stupid blight. Die. Alright, you're getting on my last nerve. Alright, you all get your stuff together.
Watch out! Light tentacle!
Oh. Oh boy. This is so insane and I love every moment of it. today, punk.
Look out!
Onward. Oh, okay. Down. Take that. Let's go.
This is it.
The last Elven God. If we remembered for anything, it will be this. I'll try not to overshadow you.
Let's make it count.
And live to tell the tale.
Yes. Hugs, hugs, kiss, kiss. Ultimate combo. Get my ultimate salvation of Fen'Harel. Take all the treasure I can get. Did you kill the Archdemon yet, Solas? Did you do what you were supposed to do? I'm doing my bargain. How about you? My part of the job.
The throne room. Knowing Elgar'nan, we'll find him there.
Rook!
You made it.
Elgar'nan's using the Magisters to control the Blight, just like he used me. They're directing all of it at Solas. He won't make it without our help.
How do you know?
I can still feel it. Hear it.
The Blight.
I'll help Solas. Just get to the throne room.
Good job, Alara. Everyone's still alive. Whoa. Have fun, Solas. Have fun. You are in my way. a bunch of ogres is gonna scare me. Think again. You're just slowing down the inevitable. Up your butt. Up your butt. Take that. Stay down. You're not worth my time.
Throne room's just ahead. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Your side through anything.
Woo!
Got us
I'm
this
ready to commit suicide. Yeah, lead your. I maybe you with me falling. The many times I've fallen to my death, you probably don't want to lead me to leading the way. Let's do this. How hard could it be? Solas. Come on. You got him right where you want him. You got him right where you want him, Solas. Ay, ay, ay.
Solas.
That's right, Valara. You got it right where you want it. Good job, Valara. Come on, Solas, end this now.
I've got this. Go!
How about Nev and Emmerich? What are they doing this whole time? Elgar'nan.
Arrogance, thinking you can hide from your creator. And I am this world's creator.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be your destroyer. I will be your destroyer. Ooh. Hello, Elgar'nan.
Every pointed spire and warding enchantment in this city is a child's unwitting imitation of the empire I built.
Prepare to be
have restored the glory. Your lives are too brief to remember.
I saw them at his crossing and Weishaupt, and everywhere else you left your mark. I didn't see any glory. All I saw was a tyrant destroying everything he touches.
Tell him,
We
Rook.
mistake discipline for cruelty, a failing among those who lack a master's gentle guidance. We only destroyed because you resisted. In the new empire, every child would have blossomed under my protection. And Ghilan'nain, my brilliant sister, would have forged the blight into a tool of beauty. But she is dead.
You're gonna join her.
And all we have is this. Because of you.
I never strayed too far from the sidewalk because of you. Oh boy. Oh, Elgar'nan. Prepare to be Elgar'nan. Hopefully you're killing the Archdemon as we speak. That would be really nice. Activate! We'll see about that. What's that? I can't hear you. I can't hear you over the sound of your detonation. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. San, sick 'em. Sick 'em. He's a sicko.
While my dragon thrall lives, I am invulnerable. Yet still you fight.
Again.
Pathetic.
Got my... Come on, Elgar'nan. Where's your final form? Come on. Show me the real you. Show me the powerful you. Come on. Can't even. Come on. Solas. Do I have to do everything myself, Solas?
Now you understand that none may stand against me. Those who try stand alone.
We have to kill the Archdemon ourselves. Great. Fine.
I am the Lord of the day and the night.
Shush you.
To me, and I will show you mercy. Look at you. Your failures. You failed to save the wardens at Weishaupt. You fled in terror at Arlathan.
And then we killed Ghilan'nain.
Yeah.
You have nothing. No army, no dragon, no thralls.
I've got a team, and that's all I need.
I have
Are you done monologuing?
souls of dragons. I have slain titans and broken the will of gods.
Dude, you're not even making a dent of my HP. What's wrong with
You
you?
haven't broken me.
You will kneel.
Oh, Valara, to the rescue.
Oh, come now. You did as well as anyone could have, but you cannot deny the truth.
I can do this. I have to.
Go, Valara, go. Go, girl. To the throne! Yes, queen! Yes! She really is Kerrigan, and she's queen of the Zerg!
Release them.
I gave you this power, child.
You are not my god.
You are an insect waiting to be crushed. Okay, Solas, this is like chance number 5. This is your 5th chance, Solas. Oh, finally. Took you long enough, Solas. Alright, I can kill you now.
You are mortal, Elgar'nan. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Not for long.
If you will not bow, you will burn.
Oh, Elgar'nan. Prepare to have your arse kicked. Prepare to have every inch of your butt kicked.
Your recalcitrance has doomed every pathetic creature in existence.
Boom. Go, Hassan, go. Who's burning now, punk?
The last glimmer of defiance from this wretched world. And from the ashes shall rise a blighted empire.
What's that?
Bow to me alone. There is no light save my glory, no refuge save my shadow, no desire save my perfected intention. I am creator and destroyer. I am will made manifest. I am Elgar'nan.
You are Elgar'nan. Take that, punk. Dagger him up. Go Zen. Blue versus red. Blue versus red, you are dead. Yes. That fight was so much easier than the Weishaupt boss. Like, significantly easier. You disappoint me, Elgar'nan. Ghilan'nain gave me way more trouble. Ghilan'nain actually lowered me by more than 5% of my health. Now comes the actual hard part. Solas.
It is done. The world owes you a debt, both for defeating Elgar'nan and for bringing down the Veil. I am sorry for this final betrayal.
It is going to
I
be your
will do
final
what I
one,
can to
one way or
minimize the
another.
damage. When you see the old world restored,
Is that the fake? Oh,
please, Rook. I do not wish to fight against you.
you don't have to if you make the smart move. Let's try this your way, but I want trick Solas with the fake dagger, but I want to fight you. Fight Solas and bind him to the veil. Use Methal's essence to convince Solas to stop. We have it. We might as well use it. We went through all the trouble to get it.
But I don't want to see the world go through even more pain on top of what Elgar'nan has done. Do you? This world is broken, Rook. Because of my mistakes.
No. This world is not broken. And this world isn't perfect, but that doesn't mean it's broken. And people have been trying to fight and fix what needs to be fixed for years and years. It's not just on you to fix it. I know you think it's your responsibility to fix everything. But you know what? We all have been carrying the burden of fixing the world since the beginning of history. Alright? You don't have to fix it. It's the responsibility of everybody to fix it. You're trapped in regret. Then do this the right way. This won't help anyone. Yeah, you're trapped in regret. That's the reason why you were trapped in the prison that you were in the entire time. This is the root of the problem. You were trapped in regret.
This is why you had to use me to escape the prison. It's made from regrets, and you're trapped in yours. You cannot understand that destroying everything won't erase your mistakes. You have a chance right now to save the world. Bind yourself to the veil and stop it from falling.
You at least owe me that much.
I cannot. To stop now would dishonor those I have wronged to come this far.
Even if those you've wronged asked you to stop.
Inquisitor.
You were my friend. We saved the world together once. Can't we say that one more time?
Please.
Inquisitor, I am sorry. But I cannot.
Morrigan.
Long before we met, I failed my oldest friend. She died for that failure. If I leave the veil in place, I am destroying the world she wanted. And I will have... She will have died for nothing.
That's not true.
And whose fault is that, Dreadwolf?
Morrigan.
One appellation among many, I wear. I have been advisor to Orlais, Witch of the Wilds, daughter of Flemeth, and once, long ago, an old friend.
Mythal lives on in her. And in this.
That.
Mythal.
I pulled you from the Fade you loved and sent you into war. I used your wisdom as a weapon. And it broke you.
The things that I have done
are not for you alone to bear, my friend.
Right.
The many wrongs we did together. I release you from my service.
You are free to find a better way.
on, Solas, please.
My life force now sustains the Veil. With every breath I take, I will protect the innocent from my past failures. The Titan's dreams are mad from their imprisonment. I cannot kill the Blight, but I can help to soothe its anger.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will go and seek atonement.
The right way. Oh, his music, his theme song.
Thanks to you, I now can see the way.
This is music. Oh, it's the Inquisition soundtrack. Wow. Oh man, when that music started, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Oh gosh, I did not expect to get this emotional. I didn't expect to get all... I didn't expect to cry, y'all. I mean, I knew I was gonna feel something intense, but not... Oh my gosh. Belara? You did really well, Belara. Her eyes! Oh, Belara's okay! She's been cured! All she needed to do is to kill a god. How's everybody else? Awesome. Why is Tosh climbing down? Oh, hey there, handsome. I don't know if I remember you, but... Yay, Nev! We did it! We did it! We saved the world again. Give it another 10 years, it's in-game. The world will need saving again. The dread wolf rises. The ones that last.
With Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain dead, and Solas off to fix his mistakes and right an ancient wrong, it looked like one of the biggest stories this world had ever seen was finally drawing to a close.
The story of the Veilguard. A team of heroes who stood strong against evil, no matter the cost.
Whatever
Oh,
it
Harding.
takes.
Harding. That hurts a lot.
But whenever one story ends, another begins.
Like the story of the Grey Wardens,
Oh!
clearing the remains of the Blight so that the flowers can grow again.
Yay, I've got Antoine! They're so cute.
Or the story of Arkandorian
Tarquin.
Harvest, fighting to bring Minrathous out from under Venatori rule.
Or the story of a caretaker, standing watch for new heroes.
For the Antivan Crows, it would
Yes.
be a story of liberation from invaders and usurpers alike, as Treviso threw off its shackles.
Yeah.
Among the Veil Jumpers, the fall of the last elven gods meant Arlathan was reborn.
At their heart, stories are about change.
Yeah.
A man exploring worlds beyond mortal existence.
Yay, Emmerich!
A woman protecting Docktown at all costs against an unknown future.
An assassin and a demon setting aside the past for the sake of family.
Mwah! Mwah! Mwah!
A student of history, helping the elves regain what they lost.
A dragon hunter forging a new life for themselves.
Or the Griffins, finding a new home in Arlington, protecting a world that once thought them lost for good.
There are stories of love,
but those stories aren't over. And we will always be grateful to those whose stories brought us where we are today. And those whose stories will live on with us forever.
Oh, Varric! Oh, Varric! Oh, and the remembrance of those we lost along the way. Bruno, oh, I couldn't read them all. Oh, wow. I'm crying tears of joy. Thank you, Corinne Bush. Thank you to everyone who made this game possible. Both people who are still currently, John Epler, thank you so much, Sean Epler. Both people who have, and Matt Rhodes, I mean, thank you so much to everyone who was involved with the development of this game in any way, shape, or form. Both people who remain in BioWare or have left the company. I really appreciate it. Knee-jerk thoughts about this game. I mean, look at me. Like, this, do I look like someone for whom this game was kind of meh? No. I really love this game a lot. I enjoyed it so much. I had so much fun. It was more of a tearjerker than I anticipated it was going to be. And for me, oh wait, is there more? Okay, hold on. If there's more, I don't want to interrupt anything. Oh, okay. Senior franchise leadership. Okay, I'm gonna let the credits go while I give my immediate thoughts. I love it. I loved it. It's a great game. I'm still on the fence on whether overall I like this more than Inquisition. Because Inquisition I thought was very strong too. The biggest issue I had with Inquisition was that I would have preferred that they did not have the vast open worlds, only because for a player, that's not the reason I play RPGs. I don't like open world games. I like more, I guess, I like games that are way more focused on the story, and that the developers use their resources and time specifically for the story and the companions and, you know, everything, all of the above that I've been saying throughout this entire series. Because I do believe that once you start throwing in the open worldness, it gets a little bit harder to tell the type of story that you want to tell. Now, I'm not saying that there haven't been more open world games that I have enjoyed for their story. Fallout 4 I thought was fantastic. I thought Fallout 4 was a great example. One of the few exceptions to the rule of where I genuinely thought that the story and the writing was very good. Although, you know, Fallout 4 didn't have a lot of the Fallout 4 didn't have a lot of the companion relationship dynamics as the Dragon Age games, and you don't really play the Fallout games for that. That's not their strength. That's not like what you would expect from a Fallout game. It's sort of apples and oranges at the end of the day. But yeah, I really liked it a lot, and it does disappoint me how much hate this game is coming right now. I understand that there might be aspects of this game from a story perspective, from a design perspective, from an art direction perspective that people disagree with or don't particularly care for, and maybe there are a bunch of things from the previous games that they took out of this game that people kind of miss. I think those are all perfectly legitimate critiques. I do believe that there are some critiques, this is my opinion, that I don't think are as fair or as legitimate. The critiques about how woke this game is, about them including things that they're being more inclusive and they're trying to have better representation, that I think is very unfair, especially because this is something that has been at the core of BioWare games ever since the beginning of at least Dragon Age Origins. So anyone who claims that they are a true BioWare fan needs to recognize that this is something that has always been a part of BioWare value-wise as a core, at its core. This is nothing new. And the fact that they are now trying to tell more stories, and you can of course argue, whether Tasha's storyline, for example, was well written or not, or the dialogue was good or not, etc., etc. I thought personally the writing was fine, and it was more than fine. You saw me crying. I got so emotional during Tasha's storyline, more so than any other companion. That hit me because I could relate to the things that was going on between Tosh and their mom. 100%, it just took me back, and very few games can do that. Okay, so your mileage may vary. Maybe it was meaningless to you. Maybe it was total trash to you. But for people like myself, that was important to me. Okay, that was very important to me. And I am so happy that there was a game that allowed me to feel that way. So I feel like if there was a character or a storyline that really spoke to someone that deeply and really made people feel that emotional connection, for me, I would love for that to be a thing in a video game. Even though it doesn't really speak to me, or even though I can't relate, why would I deny someone else that? It doesn't make any sense to me why anyone would get all up in arms and get upset of something like that. I was watching YouTubers who got to the mirror scene when you're decorating your room at the beginning and you're putting down Varric's mirror. I was watching a couple of YouTubers who were trans who got to that part where you could specify your gender identity as a trans person, and they broke down crying, and that warmed my heart. I loved that. So it's very disappointing to me when there are people that feel the opposite. Okay, your opinions, you're allowed to have your own opinions, but even though you're allowed to have your own opinions, it is possible for some opinions to be more productive than others. It is possible for some people's opinions to be more hurtful or harmful to others. It is possible for one's opinion to take away and leave people and the world worse than you found them. Or it is possible for your opinions to leave people and the world better than you found them. I'm just saying, you're allowed to have opinions, but I encourage people to really think about what opinions are the things that truly impact the world around you and the people around you. And if your opinions are negatively impacting and hurting the world around you than the people around you, then I think you need to reassess. In my opinion, for the good of yourself and for those around you and the world that you're impacting, I encourage people to just reassess their opinions. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, I think I've already specified some of my minor critiques for this game. I think that the romances, at least I can only speak for Lucanus. So maybe other romances are better than this, but for Lucanus, I would have wanted a little bit more earlier. and more consistently earlier. But like I said, everything that happened in the last 25% of the gameplay, or 20% of the gameplay, I thought was spot on what I would have wanted from the romance. I would have loved to have had, like I said, a Wicked Grace / movie night. It just feels like this kind of game and this cast and this set of companions, this party, really lends itself to a scene like that. So I was really bummed that Vincent Rance, thank you so much, Vincent Rane, for Lucanus. I think that would have been a nice, like, icing on the cake kind of thing. I really like that the stakes are much higher. The stakes are actually higher in this game than any other BioWare game that I've played, simply because maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't seem like there was a way to have everyone in the Veilguard survive. It felt like at least one person would always sacrifice themselves for the Veilguard at the end of the day. And for me, it was Harding. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe there was something that I could have done that could have prevented Harding's death and everyone would have been able to live. Maybe that's the case. But I kind of prefer if someone always died, because that definitely would help. It would just make it feel like, you know, your decisions really are meaningful at the end of the day, because no matter what, you're not going to get out of this unscathed. Somebody's going to fall along the way. And so I kind of like that. I kind of am crushed that it was Harding, because Harding, as you know, besides the fact that Harding is just an amazing person, and I am so crushed about her and Tasha's relationship, but just the fact that Harding was one of the very few dwarves who could connect with the Titans, really connect to the stone, and having her pass on, you know, I think is just really painful. Sandal is still around. As far as I know, Sandal is still around, so there is at least one other dwarf that seems to have the same abilities as Harding does. I would love to see Sandal in the next Dragon Age game. In fact, I would love for Sandal to be a companion. How awesome would that be? I feel like that would be clearly OP, severely OP if Sandal was a companion, but, you know, one can dream. Yeah. So there's that. I really liked... the villains were cool, you know, Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain. It's really neat since we've been hearing about those two since Dragon Age Origins. Meryl spoke a lot about Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain and the Dreadwolf, and the way she remembered it was the way that people in her, you know, in the Dalish traditionally remember the story, where Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain were quote-unquote the good gods, and the Dreadwolf was the evil god that trapped their good gods, you know? So it's interesting just to see that get twisted around and learn the truth about what really was going on with the elven gods. This game had a lot of really cool reveals, especially during the Crossroad missions. Just finding out that the elves used to be spirits, finding out that the blight came from Ghilan'nain's experiments on elves, finding out that it was essentially Solas's fault that the Titans got shafted. He was the one who basically, you know, disconnected dwarves from the stone, and that's why none of them can cast magic, and why they're disconnected from the Fade, and it all makes sense. Everything just fell into place. My mind was blown. So that was really cool. The whole twist about Varric completely threw me off. I did not see that coming whatsoever, and part of it's probably because I love Varric so much, and I would never want to even fathom the possibility that he was actually dead this whole time. But I get it. You know, Varric's been in the franchise. This will be the third game that he's been in. He was in Dragon Age 2, he was in Dragon Age Inquisition, and not only was he in those 2 games, he was a party member. He was a party member for both of those games. So having Varric killed off in this game, it feels like that's fair. Like I said, he had a fantastic run. He had a great run. And now the person who has had the longest run throughout all the games is Morrigan, which is, I'm fine with that. Morrigan's a great character. I'm really glad that we had different options of how to handle Solas at the end. We didn't just have 2, we had a third option. One of those options seemed to be only available if you went through the trouble of going through the crossroads and got the Spark of Mythal, etc., etc. So I'm kind of glad that we were able to redeem Solas and give him a happier ending. He still has to atone for things, but I like how we are able to resolve everything and all that. But you know, I've had very interesting conversations with other players and other YouTube analysts, and just to play devil's advocate, you can make an argument that Solas was actually right the whole time. That bringing down the veil was actually the quote-unquote good thing to do, quote-unquote. Depending on what your definition of good is, you know, in the grand scheme of things, though, one can play devil's advocate and say that he was actually in the right, and we're the ones who were in the wrong. But anyway, I don't think that's what was going to end up happening regardless for the ending. So, at least without getting a game over screen, essentially. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game a lot. There are some elements here that I think executed it better than Dragon Age Inquisition. There are other things in Inquisition that I kind of missed. I kind of missed the things, you know, like the judge's chair was a really neat feature in Inquisition, being able to have all these different situations brought up to the Inquisitor and having them make a judgment, which really says a lot about their character and how they, like, where they stand on issues and how they would handle these specific, very specific situations and dilemmas and maybe even gray areas. I kind of would still, now that I've played through everything, I feel like they could have and should have included more world state decisions at the beginning. They could have had more than the 3 that they gave. Did it completely sour my experience of this game? No, it didn't sour it. But there were definitely many moments where, like, okay, I think that was a missed opportunity. Like, I feel like if we were able to specify that as a world state, then it would have made the game even richer. And given the amount of development time they had on the game, I would have expected that they would have gone the extra mile to allow more than 3 world state choices to impact this game. I'm a little bit disappointed that it seems like your Inquisitor's romance, like the only thing that impacts is 1 letter. For me, I got a bit more because Dorian actually appears in this game, but for the people who romanced Cullen or Cassandra or Josephine, like any of those people, I don't think that they would have gotten really anything else other than that letter from the respected romance. So I feel like that's disappointing, and they could have at least done more with that. I really liked the choice between Treviso and Minrathos that completely impacted the game. I would have wanted at least 1 additional one. I get that they can't put too many of these very pivotal decisions in a game because that would overcomplicate things, but I think having a second major decision like that changes all the rest of the game would have been nice. I mean, yes, you could argue, the decision near the end of the game about whether to put in Davrin versus Harding, Nev versus Bellara, did impact things moving forward, but that was just so much later in the game that I don't really count that. So, yeah. Yeah, overall, I think if I were trying to look at things as subjectively if I was trying to look it's going to be subjective. But if I was trying to rank each of the Dragon Age games, far and beyond, Dragon Age 2 is still way at the bottom. I enjoy Dragon Age 2 just fine. It was a fine game, but Dragon Age 2 does not hold a candle up to Origins or Inquisition or Veilguard for me. After that, I think I would put Origins next in line as the second to the last, then Dragon Age Inquisition as second from the top. I'm sorry, I think I put Veilguard as second from the top, and then Inquisition is still my number one. So I think as far as Dragon Age games goes, it's Inquisition. You know what? I think for me, here it is. My ranking right now, after freshly beating this game, my ranking right now is Inquisition, then Origins. I still think Origins, for its time, it's a little bit dated now. It's held up okay, but I think if I were to pull up Dragon Age Origins right now, immediately after playing this game, it does look noticeably dated. But I think it's still a solid game for what it is. So I would say Veilguard at the top, or excuse me, what am I doing? Inquisition at the top, Origins second, Veilguard third, and then Dragon Age 2 like way below that. So the three at the top are fairly neck and neck, but by a hair it's Inquisition above Origins, and by a hair it's Origins above Veilguard, and then Dragon Age 2. That's how I'm ranking it right now. Combat, super fun. By the time I had gotten the hang of it, by the time I got my groove, and I knew eventually what happened with this game, it took a lot longer than most other RPGs. It took, and I was kind of anticipating that the learning curve would be greater here, but as soon as I got over the hump and everything just clicked, and I leveled a bit and I got specific abilities, I think part of what helps too is once you actually get enough skill points and are able to invest in certain things in the skill tree, it just significantly improves your combat experience. And so it got to the point where I did feel pretty overpowered. I think about 2/3 of the way in, I was like, okay, these enemies are like hardly giving me much grief. I think right after I defeated the two dragons, the two archdemon, or I was attempting to fight the two archdemon dragons during Weishaupt, that by far was the hardest boss fight of the entire game for me. Way more than Elgar'nan or anyone after. So I think it was just me getting over that hump and probably getting to a level with the right skill sets where things were just melting before me like a hot knife through butter, right? And as soon as I got specific items that just beefed up my hit points, I had a lot of hit points. Like monsters were having a really tough time bringing me down to 0. It did happen a couple times, and fortunately I had revival during those instances. But yeah, it just sort of went from really hard to all right, I'm getting there, and then it started getting really easy. So yeah, and I know I could have changed the difficulty, but for my first playthrough, even if the combat was easier but fun, it was still fun, like opening up a can and taking names and all that good stuff. So I'm not gonna complain about that. I'm for sure planning on doing another playthrough of this game. I'm not absolutely sure yet if it's going to be a recorded Let's Play. I would like for it to be a recorded Let's Play and do something similar to Inquisition, where I'm not gonna record the entire thing. I'm not going to record the entire playthrough of it. I'm just going to include the unique bits. I'm probably going to specifically make as many of the total opposite choices as I can, like obviously saving Minrathous instead of Treviso, choosing Davrin over Harding at the end, choosing Nev over Balara at the end, not having Emmerich become a lich, or a necromancer, or a lich, yeah. Not having, encouraging Tosh to lean more towards Kianari instead of Ravani, convincing Harding to not embrace her anger, but instead embrace her empathy. You know, I'm just gonna do the opposite of virtually everyone else, and then obviously romance someone else. Most likely Emmerich, because I do love me some Davrin. Don't get me wrong, I love Davrin to bits, and he's one sexy mofo. But Emmerich, man, Emmerich is really kind of like pulling at my heart. You know, right after Lucanus. Lucanus is still my canon romance with my rook Zen. I despite his slow burn, I still am happy that I chose him as my romance. I am more than satisfied that he was my romance. I'm just not more than satisfied about the earlier bits, as I said. But doesn't make me regret romancing him whatsoever. Cool. But yeah, let me know what you all think. Put down in the comments how you felt. What are some of your assessments of this game? How do you rank this game versus the other Dragon Age games? What are some of the things that you particularly liked about this game? What are some things that you missed from previous games that you wish they had brought back in this game? What are some ways that you think they can improve on this game in the future? And what do you foresee is going to happen in the next Dragon Age, assuming that they continue making more Dragon Age games, which I hope so, because I'd like to believe that even with all of the mixed reviews and review bombing, I don't agree with review bombing, but I'd like to believe that their sales have still been really good, and it gives them enough confidence that there is a market to continue making more of these games in the future. There are a lot of people are already now talking about the next Mass Effect game, so that's also exciting too. So we'll see what the future of BioWare is going to be.
The storm quelled.
That's the circle voice.
Dimmed. The wolf defanged.
Is this going to be the next big bad?
At last, we have balanced.
Oh. Who's that?
Guided.
Who's that?
Whispered.
Oh, whoa. That's Dragon Age 2. That's Dragon Age 3.
The poisoned fruit ripens.
This is Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age 1 Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and this is Veilguard. It's all of the games. Who's we? The Titans? Is this the Titans? I feel like it's the Titans. It's like, hey, you overthrew, the Veilguard remains vigilant. Yay! I'm still surprised that we have never once, not that I remember, we had never once addressed ourselves as the Veilguard. We had never established ourselves as being the Veilguard, which I find very interesting. I kind of would have wanted us to have done that at some point, but maybe it was a writing decision. I don't know. So that seemed like introducing the big bad. My suspicion is it's going to be the Titans, because I think the implication was, hey, look, we overthrew the elven gods who overthrew us, the Titans, with Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain gone and dead, and the Dread Wolf defanged. The Titans now can rise up, and that I assume is going to have its own world-threatening shenanigans, because this is the Dragon Age universe. To quote the Inquisitor, nothing stays fixed. Nothing ever remains permanently fixed. The world just continues breaking, and someone else gets tapped to clean everything up. So, such as it is. But that's exciting. Put down your theories if you believe I'm right, if you think it's going to be the Titans, or if you think it's a completely different big bad, let me know too. Which is a shame, because if it is the Titans, it's a shame, having to put in a world state that Harding died, because I'm sure Harding would have a lot of impact and have a lot of say in a world state where she lived, and we're dealing with the Titans. But there's still Sandal. There is still Sandal. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching another extremely long Let's Play. A Let's Play that has taken almost 10 years to appear. For those of you who have watched from the very beginning to the very end, a very special thank you. Even if you only watched a few videos here and there, that's cool. If you watched, one video here or a portion of video here and there, regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with me and sharing this experience with me, allowing me into your homes, into your living rooms, or whatever it is that you're using to watch my Let's Plays. Just thank you so much for your time. I definitely appreciate you a lot. I hope you had fun, maybe even learned a thing or two along the way. But yeah, definitely looking forward to hopefully more Dragon Age, perhaps more Baldur's Gate 3. I do plan on doing a Dark Urge Let's Play or playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 after playing through it the first time blindly. So there's still a lot of games. There's still a lot of games to be played. But yeah, all in due time. Thank you so much, everyone, as usual. And until next time, love yourselves, love each other, and love Lucanis. And coffee. Chocolate calda, or something along those lines. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.